For much more now, let's turn to global affairs correspondent Elise Labbott. She joins us now from Washington. North Korea has issued some pretty big threats, and if they can access that much data by hacking Sony, should other companies and the government be worried?
Well, certainly, Lynda, this is the biggest type of hacking that North Korea has ever managed. In the past, it's been smaller attacks on South Korean banks or on South Korean media. So I think that what officials are saying is certainly this is the largest hacking and that they've underestimated really what North Korea is capable of. I think in the hacking, certainly, sure, other U.S. companies, U.S. government institutions should be aware, and that's why the U.S. is looking with China to try and stop North Korean hacking abilities. On the more of the military threats, I think that's a lot more of the bluster that we've seen from North Korea in the past. Certainly North Korea knows if it were to launch any type of military strikes on U.S. forces in Korea, for instance, on the peninsula, I think that would really be a threat to the regime because they know that the U.S. would respond with massive force.
And given that China believes there's no evidence that North Korea was involved, what sort of role could it play?
Well, the U.S. really needs to talk with China and show China some evidence that as the officials say, that North Korea was involved. I mean, China, a lot of the internet for North Korea goes through China. And so certainly China could, shut off the North Korean access to the internet, close down some of that hacking. At the same time, it does kind of impede upon China's security, and the relationship between the U.S. and China on cyber issues is very tense. The U.S. has indicted members of the Chinese military for hacking into U.S. systems. So between their ability to cut down on North Korea's access to the internet and also on the diplomatic front, obviously China, North Korea's closest ally, they could play a very important role. Whether they're prepared to do that remains to be seen.
Now, President Obama has warned it could put North Korea back on the list of state sponsors of terrorism. And if it does that, what could that mean? And is there any other response being considered?
Well, I know President Obama told our Candy Crowley that he was considering it. What I've been told is that that's not in the offing. In the same interview, President Obama told CNN that he didn't consider this act an act of terrorism. He called it cyber vandalism. So if at one point he's not calling this an act of terror, he can't really then go and put North Korea back on the list. And I think that that would really be a provocation with this unstable regime that the U.S. doesn't want right now. What I'm told is there'll probably be more sanctions. It could be on North Korean officials, could be on North Korean banks and industries, just like the U.S. did on Russia for its actions in Ukraine. I think more of those type of diplomatic and economic steps are what we're likely to see.
It's not going to go away anytime soon. Elise Labbott in Washington, thank you.